Hey guys, and welcome to my video. So today we'll talk about Blade Master, all the three specs. We'll test the DPS for all of them. We'll try them on dungeons. We'll try everything. We'll talk about rotation. We'll talk about almost most of things you need for PvE for them, and the different intention on all of them. As actually I did this question, which one is better if I play with Blade Master third spec or play with lightning or play with fire, all of these things. So actually for sure after Unreal Engine 4 things begin to go differently, so I have to make this video to make this points is clear more than anything. So that's the point of this video actually for sure. So for me, I start to try lightning these days to see how it go, and anyway we'll begin to make this video. Actually that will take from me at least 3 days, as I will try every spec of them. Will play with this for at least 1 day to try to see things how going for dungeons. I have problems with dungeons as bosses, I have problem with mechanics, all of these things. So in this video I will test also double bait for House of Idol, as its mechanics need a lot of mobility. So we'll see if all of these things will be so easy for me, or some specs will do bad against, as example third spec, as it have a lot of better things than the others. So anyway, subscribe if you didn't, that will help me for sure. I'm almost closer to my 1000 subscribe, so for sure that will help me. It's a good step for me if that happen. So like the video if you liked it for sure, just press the like button, and let's begin talking about this. So first of all, you have 3 specs for sure for Blade Master. You have fire, you have your sending blade, what is your lightning, spectral blade, what is your third spec. For sure every one of them have its style a bit different than each other, everyone depending on some points, but every one of them have its difficulty to say. So if I will talk about difficulty, we'll say for sure lightning is the hardest for sure, especially after the last changes happened to him or to the character. Then can say fire, then third spec. Third spec is the easiest one to play with, it's good on a lot of things, and I will show you this later on this video after for sure the DPS test and all of these things. Okay, so talking about lightning. So for these days, your specs or your better specs to play with, you have to play like this. Normally, or in all the days, we was playing like this one and using this one. This one was here before, and we was playing like this because of this still one straight 10 cuts. But after that change, things changed a lot. So playing with this one will make your flash step doing the more damage, and your flash step will be your main DPS actually on PvP, or sorry, on PvE, and that's the point what will make the classes harder more than it was before. So lightning normally was the hardest. After flash step it's more harder, as it's not easy to see what is the boss doing and not easy to use your flash step at any time, so you have to focus a lot on this one. Okay, so for this one it made Blade Crawl do more damage and review critical and some good things. And for sure Blade Crawl also have a cooldown reduction. Now it's just 30 cooldown, it's not 1 minute like it was before, so you can use it a lot. It will boost you a lot. That's away from it have an effect. When it happen, it will make your flash step will come back again, and you can use it up to 3 times. So all of these things will help you for sure. So simply we'll talk about rotation. Okay, so you know the specs. Now let's see how it can do, or how is your rotation. So for sure if you are starting from far, so normally you will go for your talisman first, then use your V, charge fast, or tap your B 3 times, Fatal Blades, and actually you'll almost have a Fatal Blade again, so you can use it again. Use your H for the Blade Crawl stance, then begin V. So we'll show you now like this. V, Fatal Blade, V again, sorry, I mean Fatal Blade again. So you can do it like this, flash step back, use it again, have no problem. Use your Z to make your tab reset again, and right click, left click. That's the normal rotation, you know for sure. Okay. Later, what happened now, I missed my flash step, so this things can make a lot of problems for you, and that's the hardest point maybe on the lightning spec in general, because you will lose 2 more flash steps that will do a lot of damage for sure. As you can see from the results, flash step is the best DPS more than fatal blade. Away from, I just used 2 fatal blades for sure, flash step about 10 times, and that's something normal, as mostly you will use it like flash step 6 times, and you will use fatal blade about 2 times on that average. Okay, point to understand: when you use blade call like this and use flash steps 3 times, I fail like this. When the first hit happen, you get 3 flash steps. Even if you fail, it have no problem. So we'll show you this again. So if I will do it like this, flash step, flash step, flash step. Okay, after this, see, I can use it even if I didn't hit the dummy, but that can happen just after the hit from the blade call, nothing more than this. Okay, away from this, you will have to things normally like this: flash step, flash step, flash step, battle blade again. After this H, flash step, flash step, flash step. Okay, for sure, if you do this faster, the better you do damage for sure. If you take a long time and turning on all of these things, so things will be a lot problems for you. So for sure, if you are not good with your mouse as it move fast or move slow, try to make things better for you, so you can do this in the easiest way possible for you, so you can do your things well. For sure, it will need a lot of training to do this, so don't worry about these things. That's something normal. Okay? Point to put in your mind: when you use flash step, always use it 3 times, or it will go cooldown. If I, as example, found my fatal blade come to me before the second try, as example, don't use it, just wait until you use flash step 2 more times, then use fatal blade. You will have no problem with this. Okay, so let's go for the DPS test for lightning, then we'll go for sure for the others after this. Okay, before I go to the rotation, let's test the burst to see the difference between the spec and lightning fire for sure. So beginning with lightning, and we'll go for DPS for lightning after this. So let's give it a try. Oops, poor Asura did fast. So actually I did 35 million DPS, just a burst. Can say I can do more than this a bit. Can reach like maybe 40 million or something less than this. So the average is so high for lightning. Burst is so good. But that's not all for sure. Let's see the DPS. That will make things more clear for you. Okay, so 18 million and 800 DPS. Kinda, I'm not sure what to say about this spec. It's overpowered by far. This break happened, made a lot of damage. That was a spec so much damage from flash step, as you can see, fatal blade, on slash not that much, Lana slash not that much also. So this class is dependent on, or this pet dependent on flash step, fatal blade so much, and that's what made the big difference on DPS, as you can see for now. So Lucent, Fire, and Respect will or can fight with this thing. So actually, that's what we will find out. So I'm going now for Fire, then third Spit, then we'll back with what they can do in dungeons and some advices and a lot of these things. So let's go for Fire for now. Okay, so for Fire, so if you go for K here, so it's better for you to play with the first one, as you can also choose this one. Both of them is good. I didn't feel that much different when I made my DPS test, and actually I played with this one and this one. It's not making that much different on dungeons, but actually this one is dependent more on Phoenix Wind, as it gives you more critical or more damage on this stance, and here it's just increasing your Dragon Taunt and awaiting Dragon Taunt. So normally if you think about it, as you will play with warlords or on parties, so this one maybe will be better for you, so you can use awaiting Dragon Taunt with bonus damage, and for other things go for this one for better configuration, and here play 1-1-1, it's good. Okay, so for rotation it's actually a bit confusing, or not say a bit confusing, because of this badge. So when you use this badge, it's like Double Strike and Lightning Rod, reset cooldown of Sanderian Sword and Lightning Draw. For sure Sanderian Sword not that important, but Lightning Draw is so important, because Lightning Draw here is resetting your tab, so your Lana slash, so that will make a lot of difference for sure. That's away from the bonuses you get. So your tab like this, your 4 make your tab come again. For sure you will not use it like this, because you will have to make some advantage from your tab with your Dragon Taunts and all of these things. So put this on your mind. Maybe you will need your C for sure, not this one or the other one. For your resetting for Lightning Draw, as Lightning Draw give you more critical damage, so you will do a lot different damage with this, especially if you use Infinite Wind also. So all of these things will come to your damage for sure. So if I will draw Talisman V tab 4, then right click a bit, can use my X, it will not make any problem. Use my tab again, X, so I can use my Lightning Draw again. Then I'm going to use my tab, can use my V here for some cooldown decrease for my tab, and begin my rotation normally. Can use my C on some point like this, so I can use my tabs and Lightning Draw to reset my tab again, so using tab again, and all of that like this for sure until I get my V like what I have now. So I preparing my tab, then V tab 4 again, then use my tab, use X and doing some damage, Lightning Draw, tab, and do everything like this. Okay, so let's go for the DPS test and see how much fire can do, and if fire can do something against lightning for sure. Let's go. Okay, so before going for DPS, we'll go for burst. So let's see. For sure don't expect a lot from fire on burst. It's not a good burst for this spec, but that will not be all for sure. For sure we will check DPS after this. So let's go for the burst first. Okay, so the maximum was 18,257,000. So from what I saw, burst is not that high for fire, but maybe because it's stable character, or maybe it's more stable on DPS. So we will check this for now and we'll go for DPS for fire. So let's go for this now. Okay, so 17 million and 662. Actually, I went to 18 million from like 1 minute and stand on it for some times. So to say it's looking good for sure for the fire, and I was unexpected this damage from fire to do like this on DPS on dummies on these things. So let's go for third spec. For sure I didn't expect something from third spec after what I saw from lightning and from fire. So they buffed so much compared to third spec for sure. So let's take a look. Okay, so for third spec for sure, hope watched my videos before as I was playing third spec for a long time. Know all of these things. So for your points, it's better for me, or I am always doing this. Put 3 point on sword fall, 3 point on blade storm, and 5 here on slice, 5 on fallen stars, and for the talents put all on the left. It's the best for you. Nothing from the others will do anything for you. All of them doing for PvP more than anything. Okay, for rotation, it's actually simple. You will use your V's in 4, then use your tab. Your tab will reset your V on the 4. For sure, if you have acceleration soul badge, that will happen. And your V is triggering most of your items, as it's trigger your bracelet and trigger your badge. So for sure your V is the most important skill you will have to use most of the time on your rotation. Okay, so simply will be like this. Use your tab before you approach the boss. Talisman, and like I said, use your F in between, it's not a big problem, and wait until you reach 7 on your bracelet, then 4 V and 4 again, and begin your burst, and you will do a good damage for sure. After you use your burst, just right click and left click when you can, V4 when you can, LMB when you can, use your F when you can, and just like this. Okay, so super simple compared to fire and lightning, as you don't need anything, just like this. And GG, just wait for bracelet and do it on 7 like this, and use your V4 and nothing more than this. Okay, going for burst first, then we'll go for DPS for sure after this. Okay, so 21 million and 262. So that's kinda expected for Blade Monster third spec, as it will be stronger than fire and actually less than lightning. Actually, I shorted from the burst from lightning, as I expected it will be less than third spec, but actually third spec now is less than lightning, so lightning is going up so much. And for sure for DPS things will be a lot different, so let's go check after what I saw, lightning and fire. So third spec, not sure if it will have a chance against them, but let's go for DPS and we will know the result. Okay, so 13 million. For sure I waited a bit as I finished my burst, so I can see the damage better. But in the end it's 13 million, so for sure, and compared to fire or lightning, third spec now is less on DPS by far. Like they buffed the fire so much, they buffed the lightning so much. Okay, first if we check cold storage, so third spec first. For sure the burst is so high for third spec, or high like always, so it did here 17 million. For sure that's good. For fire, since going a bit rough for something like cold storage, so almost don't burst that much. For sure, it have a reduction or damage reduction on cold storage, so just 14 million. And for lightning, as it's so high on DPS and so high on burst, so I did 24 million. Okay, so for Sandstorm, normal mode for third spec, it's doing so good damage and doing the 13 million that we always know, or the same DPS as we saw before. For fire, it's going down than 13 million as you can see on normal modes, and that's just on 40 seconds. So, and compared to third spec, for sure it's less damage. For lightning, I actually tried it on TC. So in TC, as you can see, it's 19 million DPS. Okay, so if I begin to talk about fire first. So here on Heaven Mandate didn't do that bad. For House of Idol, normal for easy mode, it's not doing that much. It's in 12 million also. On TC, for sure, DPS is going down a bit. But there is some points you can see on fire. As example, it's hard to resist. I could do 3 on this one. I couldn't for some reasons. For sure, when that happens, my DPS will go down because I can't resist so easy on this. So that makes you not doing that much of damage on fire. Okay, and as we go for normal mode on TC for fire, so as you can see, I'm on 8 million, not that much. So things will go a lot sad for fire after going for so much damage. If I go to third spec and compare in the same, it's easy mode, not normal mode. So comparing to normal mode on fire, for sure I'm doing here for 14 million. Okay, so for lightning on Frost of Echo, so things going for 10 million, and actually as I remember I did about 5 million on fire. So that's about 2 times the DPS I'm doing on fire. For sure, tanking here wasn't that easy, as lightning is not easy to tank anyway. You have to take your position well, you have to use your butter blade in the right time so you can resist some damage, some skills. But as you can see, damage is so high on 17 million on House of Idols. It's not easy to do this, but it's not hard to do this also if you compare and or doing your things well. As you can see, Sandstorm normal mode 19 million. I think now you got the point about DPS on dungeons on normal mode or easy mode for what you saw from fire to lightning to third spec. So what about mechanics? Is they are the same, or there is something better for them, or someone better for them for mobility and all of these things? So let's check House of Idol and Spectral Shrine first. For House of Idol on third spec, as you saw, I used my E, so easy, then charge the boss and go around it and doing my damage normally. Then here I will go with SS on third spec and go around again and Q, and I have no problem, it was easy. For fire, as I'm going now, for sure, I went with my movement speed normally, as I have movement speed because of tab on all of these skills. So mobility is good on fire, and I did the same luck here, used my ultimate to do this, and things going well normally, so no problem with fire detected. For lightning, as you can see, things also going well. I have a lot of mobility, I have movement speed, so going well. Go around the boss and do my things normally. They go here, I use my flash step to take a good position. For sure, I lost my flash step. For Spectral Shrine, as you can see, I'm beginning with third spec here, so she's behind me. I went so easy here. I have no problem with mobilities with third spec. So I'm doing the circle phase so easy that needs some mobility. I use the C here as I am moving, like I have nothing to worry about. I have no problems with anything, and even went from side to side so easy with E and SS. I have no problem on this at all with third spec, and made my circles very well and actually looking good. For fire, things wasn't like this that much, as I had to use my ultimate here. Could use fresh steps, then SS can do also. And here for the circles, actually it wasn't going that bad. I need to use fresh step to dodge here. Then I have no problem, turn my position, then begin to make my circles again. Moving forward, I have my movement speed, and going to the left a bit, then SS, and things went well. Actually, circles wasn't that looking good like third speed, but it's fine for sure. For lightning, for sure, it was a lot better, or maybe it was good. I was doing a good damage for sure with lightning. For the circles, I moving very well here, and here I have to use 1 then C because I have no choice but to do this. Third speed for sure was a lot easier when I can, or when I compare them. For the circles, okay, moving forward, going to the left a bit, use SS like I did on all of them. Circles wasn't that good. So from what we saw now, you have the clear idea. Mobility on in the 3 of them is so good. I can say you can do mechanics with them, you have no problem. If you in light range, third speed or fire, for sure third speed is a lot easier to do these things, as you can dodge so easy, you have better resist and all of these things, you know. For tangent, for sure third speed will be the best on tangent, as lightning will have a lot of problems. For sure lightning is the best on DPS, on everything, on dungeons, on DPS meter, on anything like this, but it have a bit of problems on tangent. So if you can't do tangent with this so well, you will have for sure a big problem, and better to not taunt with lightning and play third speed is better. For fire, as you know, lowest on DPS, doing good on just the dummy, but nothing more than this. Easier on tangent than lightning, but like what you saw, have bad burst, have a bad tangent skills than third speed if we will compare it. So play third speed better than fire. Put fire on the last on this list. Lightning is better, and third speed is better for sure. For sure, lightning have so hard rotation, or will not say so hard, but at least it have a lot of things can make mistakes on dungeons. As example, if you use your flash step randomly without thinking, maybe you will take a direction on wrong direction, so you will make the mechanics go so wrong if mechanics depend on your position as a tank. For sure, if you will use this as tangent, so maybe you will direct the boss a lot to your other players, so you will make their DPS go down for sure. So you have to put all of these things on your mind. So you have to look on your map and look where you are. I am where, and my party is where, and I am doing this stuff. And don't use this a lot. Don't use flash step on any random time. So just as example, using an AoE skill, and you use your lightning draw, and you'll find yourself, or sorry, flash step, and you find yourself you behind the boss, and you have nothing to do, so you will take damage, and you will not use all of your damage. You will waste a fatal blade. After this, you will waste your other light flash steps. So all of this will make your damage go down for sure. Your mistake can be with a knockback, and for some bosses they will punish you for this and will punish your party. So maybe you will kill your party for these problems. So most of these things you will not see when you play third speed, but you will see most of them on lightning. Okay, but if you go well with lightning, you will do like what I will show you now. So from all what you saw today, so for sure Lightning better on everything. I will play Lightning for sure. I'm officially playing Lightning now. Okay, sir, Spec was fine, was everything, but for sure this one is, you can say it's so much satisfying to play with. It's so fun to play with. Okay, it's hard for sure and all of these things, but if you play, you will have no problems and you will play this thing very, very well, and things will be so good with you, and you will be fine for sure and playing like a beast. So enjoy this character. It's so great to play with this spec if you will play it. If you are scared from, I'm telling you, give it a try without even changing your specs or don't change your items and all of the things. Stay with this bracelet as third spec normally. Play with lightning, give it a try. Doing more mistakes, don't play it. If you feel yourself is good and doing well, change your items and begin to play third spec, or sorry, playing lightning, second spec, and do whatever you want and enjoy the DPS. It's like you got 5 items from the great items or 5 so great upgrades to do all of this different on DPS, and enjoy this for sure. I think that's enough for you for today. So thank you for watching this far, guys, and hope you liked the video. Hope you feel it was have so much information. So for sure, if you feel it that way, don't forget to press the subscribe button to help me. I'm almost doing for 1000 subscribe. So hope things doing well after this and I did my monetization and all of these things, and thank you for supporting me so far, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.